The Gebbers family's journey from a few trees planted in Washington state to a massive fruit business is one of resilience, family legacy, and the pursuit of quality. It is here we meet Cass and Hawkins, fourth and fifth generation Gebbers, as they walk among the cherry trees that their great-grandfather planted. The land is as much a part of their family as the cherries it yields.
My great-grandfather came out to Washington. He was a miner and a sawmiller, and he planted the first apples in the Brewster area about 1900. I'm the fourth generation, and we've got fifth and sixth generation on the ground also working on the farm, as well as my mom, who's 91, is still the patriarch of the family. As CEO, I'm kind of like one of my border collies. I get up early in the morning and I make a big circle around the family herd, and then I look to shade up about 10 a.m. So we're along the Columbia River. We're in a very dry area here, but the river allows us to irrigate, so it's made the agriculture possible. And today we grow, about 13,000 acres of apples and about 3,500 acres of cherries.
The unique climate here, warm days, cool nights, and nutrient-rich soil gives these cherries that perfect balance of sweetness and texture. The cherries thrive in a high elevation valley where the convergence of two rivers and the rain shadow effect creates ideal growing conditions.
So in cherries, we're looking at extending the season with a quality cherry. A quality cherry has good sugar content, mineral content, size, and firmness. So when we talk about cherry characteristics, that's it. From a farming perspective, I want a cherry that will produce yearly a good crop so that we can survive. One major way to know on a tree if a cherry is ripe is by its exterior color. There's also a flesh color that you can check. But we used to always talk about colors as, is that mahogany or fire engine red, or is that coal black, right? It was kind of subjective. And so WSU, our local state agriculture college, came up with a neat color wheel, 1 to 7. And 1 would be like fire engine red or less, and 7 is coal black. But it allows us to talk a little more intelligently about what we're going for, because the color of a cherry usually correlates exactly with its internal ripeness. And internal ripeness equates to shelf life. And so we have like our favorite colors. My favorite colors are like 4, 5, and 6. It's like a beautiful mahogany cherry color that you would say is amazing.
Cherries, unlike apples, don't get a second chance. The moment they're picked, they stop breathing and start panting, racing through a rapid exchange that signals the beginning of their decline. The clock starts ticking from the second they leave the branch, triggering a cold chain response that's part science, part sprint, said Michael Taylor, one of the fifth generation first cousins who works with the team in the warehouse.
So hydrocooling is that first step. And so we built a hydro cooler, which is a big, large tank of water underground. We get it very cold, like 34 degrees. And so let's say a cherry comes in at 80 degrees Fahrenheit. In 6 minutes, we'll have it at 44 or 45. And so it's a short amount of time to be exposed to water, but it's a very quick drop in temperature, which is good. So it keeps that cherry healthy. Upgrades in technology is expensive, but you have a huge mechanical component to processing cherries. Hasn't changed much. You use water to transport cherries from one place to the next. But the big key or the big advantages of technology are in sorting. And so we take pictures of every cherry. And right now we have 2 packing lines that take 27 pictures and 20 pictures of every cherry. They're rotating under a camera so you can get a global view of each fruit. And then you use their software, the company's software, to grade by size, by color, by quality. Technically, cherries only have good or bad in quality, but there is a fine line, and so you have some gray area where you manipulate, the human input to it. And we try to make a great box and not throw away good cherries at the same time.
Behind every cherry is a family, one that's grown with the orchards themselves, From Cass and his border collie style rounds to 6th generation cousins learning the ropes, Gebbers Farms is more than a business, it's a legacy.
One of my best memories, literally, is like my Aunt Sonia, who's my dad's sister, human resources, driving in with donuts on the patio at like 9 o'clock, and I had been there since like 4, and giving me a donut and threatening to fire me for throwing cherries because all the people's pickups had cherry splatters on them. But it got my arm really good for baseball.
Yeah, one of the main reasons we come back is because there was good balance between work and play. We played college basketball, college baseball, etc., but we always had to work as well.
So naturally, the oldest of my generation took on the highest responsibility when they got back. And now as kids get older and mature, they come back and work. But generally speaking, my brothers and I have some positions within the company that now some of my oldest cousins are now also involved with, and it just keeps developing. People are everywhere. You can't go around this company very long without seeing a family member.
And at Spinneys, we know that legacy matters. That's why our produce team, led by our commercial manager for produce, Neil Gibson, works closely with the Gebbers to ensure that only the freshest, most flavour-packed fruit makes it to your table. It's all part of our ongoing promise to bring you the best from farm to shelf.